I'm Brian Houts with Frazier Financial. We're here to talk about some big news for people with student loans. Roughly 40 million Americans have student loans. The pause that you've all been living through is over, unfortunately. We'll give you a brief rundown here, talk about the details and a little history. So most people probably remember March of 2020, COVID hits, we're going through shutdowns, we're learning what a mask is, and they paused all student loan payments. They also paused interest being charged on those student loan payments. So that party is what's coming to an end. In 2023, this year, Congress passed some new legislation that prevents any more loan pauses. So we've had 8 of these pauses so far since March of 2020. I would not plan on any more. It is legally impossible. We're all going to have to start getting back to student loan payments and probably more importantly, being charged interest on those student loans. The average American student loan payment is about $350 a month. If you want to go read some more details and confirm these things on your own, we highly encourage you to go to the federal student loan website. We'll put that website up on the screen at studentaid.gov. There's a warning banner right at the top that says, based on a new law preventing further extensions of the payment pause, plan to resume all of your payments in October of this year. And sooner than that, plan for interest to be charged on your loans. So September, they're going to start charging student loan interest. Payments will resume in October. Today is June 23rd, so you'll be watching this in the next week or two. Plan for these payments to start here just in a few months. So if you have student loans, what should you go do now? I would encourage everybody to go figure out how to log into your student loans. If you haven't already, there's some sort of website for every student loan servicer. What you want to go confirm is your loan details. Check on things like your monthly due dates, auto pay options. Certainly it's a good idea to have your student loan minimum payments made through some sort of ACH link to your bank. And check on your interest rate. This is a good chance to look at what loans you have, possibly look at consolidating those loans, make sure you understand the debt that you have today and how you have a plan to tackle it in the future. So the 3-year student loan payment pause that is now ending has saved the average American about $15,000 in student loan interest. Obviously that's a phenomenal benefit, saves people a lot of money on student loans. It could have costs in the long run. It also means people were not making principal payments. So when you make your payment, of course, some goes to principal, some goes to interest. For the majority of Americans, actually 99% plus of Americans, they have not been making any payments, no principal payments during the student loan pause. So that could have costs in the long term. That extends the time that you have your debt. And of course, now interest starts and you incur all of these monthly interest expenses once again. Quick note on the student loan debt relief program. So this was announced last year by the Biden administration. This would relieve $10,000 of student loan debt for the average American. For certain Americans, it'd be up to $20,000 in student loan debt relief. That's if you had Pell Grants. We'll put up the website to that program so you can read more details. You can also look at our past blogs. We have a couple different videos and blog posts from last year on all the details of that proposed debt relief plan. Currently, it's sitting with our courts. So the Supreme Court started hearing oral arguments on this debt relief plan in February. I mentioned we're in June. The ruling from the Supreme Court is imminent. In fact, news articles today are saying it could be today or tomorrow. So as soon as I tell you that nothing's happened, maybe karma will kick in and something will actually happen today or tomorrow. When we do get detail from the Supreme Court ruling, we'll of course make a new video and get everyone some updates on student loan relief or lack of student loan relief. So specifically for our clients, if you have children or friends or family who have questions on how to pay for college, if they have loans and they feel it's difficult to pay them, if they have big loans that have high interest rates and they're trying to consolidate them, consider our team a resource. Get in touch with your primary advisor. We have lots and lots of information we can pass on and help your friends and family get some good answers. There's a lot of good resources online for student loan debt and just education costs in general. So we'll put up some good links that we rely on here on the screen. We'll also put them on our website. We just wanted to get a quick update here at the end of the video around the recent Supreme Court ruling. So the Supreme Court has struck down the debt relief plan from the Biden administration. So all of us that were looking forward to $10,000 of student loan relief for loan holders, that's not going to go through. What you need to plan to do at this point is keep all the student loans that you have. There's not going to be a relief program anytime soon. I'm sure there'll be additional challenges, and this administration in the White House now. We'll make additional attempts, but it could be a long time if anything ever happens. So for now, plan to keep the debt that you have. And then as we mentioned before, this is a good time to go log into the accounts that you do have, figure out when your payments are. It's been a while for most people since they've made a payment. See if you can set up auto pay so that you have no risk of forgetting a payment. There's a couple new announcements that you could go and check on yourself. We'll put up a link here. Go visit studentaid.gov. You can read all these updates in a lot more detail, of course. The two big announcements that came from the Department of Education alongside the Supreme Court ruling announcement are a new payment plan. It's called the Saving on a Valuable Education Plan. So this is a new payment plan type that'll show up in most student loan accounts online. The other announcement is this temporary on-ramp. So as we mentioned, 99% of student loan holders have not made a payment since the COVID pauses started in March of 2020. So it's been a long time. They're giving people this ramp-up period. The shortest version is that they won't report to credit bureaus. So if people are struggling to make minimum payment amounts or making payments on time, there's going to be this period where you won't have severe credit impact. Again, we'll put up all these websites so you can go and read the announcements and details yourselves. If you have any questions, reach out to our team. Happy to help. And we'll see everybody soon.